It was awesome we could coordinate this.
I know it's exciting, and a mutual friend of ours who happens to be both of our publishers brought us together. And so I'm really excited. Paul, share with everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you're making a difference in the world.
Thank you. And I have to think about that, how I'm making a difference in the world. I'm just kidding, of course. But I'm actually a business coach, a speaker, and an author of the Amazon best-selling book, Get Squared. Like you mentioned, our publisher, we have her in common. So as part of our coaching business, we help entrepreneurs, business leaders, and sales leaders implement systems and strategies designed to drive transformational growth and reduce operational pain points. There's so many pain points out there right now that it's definitely keeping me busy.
Oh, I'm sure. A lot of businesses we find they're having to reevaluate and make changes to the way that they do business and even speak to their clients. And for a lot, they found new niches that they've been able to add. So it's wonderful to have business coaches like yourself out there to guide entrepreneurs along the way. Now, you mentioned obviously that you have your own book. When you found out about the art of connection, what said to you, hey, I need to be in this book too?
Well, first of all, I love books that will separate and have you reading a small portion every day. It just builds such a nice positive habit. So I was very excited to be asked. And as you know, when you publish a book, it's kind of like a whirlwind that you move into. And getting the opportunity to do this book so shortly after getting my book published was a great opportunity.
This book, I love it too. One of the ways that we wanted to be different was we created an interactive book. So yourself and all the other author contributors, not only do you have your quote, but the thought behind the quote, and then you ask the reader a question. And being that it's 365 days based on the 2021 calendar year, it's a workbook, and it really gets entrepreneurs to think and dive more into themselves, to their business, even into their personal lives, because personal and business do intertwine quite often. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait for all the feedback from our readers on the individual quotes and thoughts. When you were writing your specific quote, what was going through your mind? What did you want to achieve during that time that you hope that the readers pick up on?
Well, as I work with clients in the coaching space, we do a lot and spend a lot of time on setting goals, getting systems and processes in place. And it's a lot of work. It's not just snap your fingers and it all comes together. So as I was writing my quote, I was thinking through the eyes of several of my coaching clients and thinking, this is a good one. And it talks about the goal setting and getting process and makes reference to planning and putting pieces in place to make those plans and goals come to fruition.
Mm-hmm. Now, you work a lot with businesses. If somebody is looking for advice, or maybe they're at a point where they're thinking about becoming entrepreneurs, whether that what I call serial entrepreneur, have been like that for years, what is your number one piece of advice that you can give other entrepreneurs? I call it the golden ticket.
First of all, plan it out. Really take the time, put a pencil to it, journal it, write down and think through about as many things as you possibly can. Also, I always refer to people being on the train tracks. And sometimes as I was getting my coaching business going, I'd say, well, this person's down the train tracks a little farther than I am. Maybe they can give me an idea about the curves that are coming up in the tracks or how to handle something. So reach out to good counsel and get advice. It's really going to save you a lot of mistakes. You'll still make plenty of mistakes, but it'll save you a bunch of time and effort when you do that. But lastly, I would suggest if you really have a passion to get into business for yourself, then you've got to do it. You don't want to get to the point where you're retiring and hanging up your skates as a hockey player or whatever you might want to look at and say, I wish I woulda. Mm-hmm. one of the biggest regrets that I never want to live with.
I agree. I've tried working for others, but I've always found working for myself and following what I want to do has always been the key to success because, like you, I don't ever want to look back and say, I wish I could, I should have. Paul, if someone would like to get a copy of your book or talk to you about your business coaching, how can someone reach you?
Great. The easiest way is that my website is www.spaulmoehring.com. Now you just have to learn how to spell Moehring, but it's pretty easy to find out there. Amazon carries my book. Barnes & Noble carries my book as well. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me.
Perfect. Well, Paul, I want to say thank you so much for taking a leap, being part of the Art of Connection, taking time out of your schedule to be here today with me and share some of your knowledge with everyone.
Thank you. It's been great. And thanks for letting me be part of this project.
You're welcome. For those of you that want to get your hands on a copy of the upcoming Art of Connection book on February 17th, 2021, go over to our website at 365networkingquotes.com. If you're also interested in the next edition that we're working on, which will be coming out the end of this year, you can lock in your page by clicking on the calendar link at 365networkingquotes.com, and you too can leave a legacy for others.